Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amura coming to you with your general reading. All right. Happy holidays to everyone. Sending lots of love and light. Hopefully wherever you are preparing for the holidays. Hopefully you are in good cheer, sending out good energy to everybody wherever you are in the world. We're going to jump right into your reading. So let's get into it. Let's get some of this awakening oil here, which you can find on my Etsy store. Don't forget to journal. We have e-journals on in my Etsy store as well. You can find it at my website, queenamunra.com. Along with tarot reading card classes, if in case you want to learn how to read cards. And also, you can also schedule your readings as well. So let's get into it, right? Let's get right into it. Your reading, your focus around your reading is going to be around ascension through truth, higher mind, clarity, and soul communication. Okay, Geminis? We're going to put these pink cards here because they're going to come out at the end here. We're going to start out. Your present energy is the Lover's card, and this is your card, right? So this is a powerful alignment between heart and mind. Decisions must now come from authenticity, not duality, right? Meaning that you're whole and complete. You know both sides of yourself, right? And the cool thing about Geminis is that you can kind of sort of switch it on or off, right? You are both receiver and sender, right? So in terms of communication, you all are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the communication planet. So meaning that, and this is your ruling planet, Mercury here. So when you're sending out messages, right? And if you even catch wind or feel like somebody may have received something wrong, right? You can clear it up real fast, right? Because again, that's your heart. You want to, I feel like, and I'm talking to, wherever you are, whatever frequency that you're on, because I think a lot of zodiac signs, I think every zodiac sign is misunderstood, not just certain zodiac signs more misunderstood than others. I really feel like every zodiac sign is misunderstood. It just depends on what frequency people are on and what people want to hear, how they want to receive it. The good thing about Geminis is that because your card is the duality card, this is the Lover's card. This is one person. It looks like two people, right? But it's really actually one person. It's your duality. It's the seen, unseen, known, unknown. And it's the dark, the light within you, good, evil, the duality. Y'all get it, right? Get the point. That's a powerful alignment to have, because being a mutable sign, you can switch it on when you feel like, okay, oh my God, I may have said something to overwhelm somebody. Let me make sure, let me go clear this up, because I don't want them to be overwhelmed. Right? That's not really a people pleaser. That's an energy that would be your heart chakra would be out of alignment. It lets me know that the sooner you clean it up, it lets me know that you are very much in alignment with making the connection. That's heart chakra, right? Heart chakra deals with the physical and the spiritual realm, the astral layer, the astral layer, right? So when you catch wind, you've heard of that term, catching wind of something. You're like, oh my gosh, so a facial expression, or somebody feels, that you are being cold towards them or a little icy towards them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You try to clean it up, or you try to fix it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. The best that you can. You're not going to catch 100% all the time just because you're in human form, but as much as you can, right? So here we have, I choose harmony and truth in every thought and connection. That's really good to know that about yourself, right? So it's going to be really important with who you link up with. See this infinity symbol here? This is going to be really important, right? So recent past, the Magician, you've been manifesting through intention and word. Your creations are now taking form. So a good affirmation for you here would be, my words carry divine power. I speak reality into being, right? So let's see, this looks like a chain. It could take on a chain reaction, right? So your mutable sign, you know how to flip the switch. like the on and off switch, right? Like this right here, on and off, turn the light on and off, right? So you can easily turn a person on, you can turn them off, right? So the quicker you go back and say, okay, let me fix something, a person goes, oh, I wasn't really sure how, to take that. Like I wasn't really sure, right? How I wasn't really sure how to receive that. You sent out a message. I wasn't really sure how to receive it, right? Wasn't really sure how to receive it, right? In some cases, you want people to just, okay, you're closing out a cycle in love. You don't hate somebody, you're just closing out a cycle in love because of how you received something. Something could have really just cut you real deep. Somebody could have said something. It could have taken you back to a very painful memory. And you could have said, you know what, you're just closing out a cycle in love. You're moving on. No harm, no foul. Right before it cuts deeper. Here's your conscious mind here. This is Ace of Swords. Mental clarity strikes like lightning. So breakthroughs arrive through honesty and insight. And so an affirmation for you here would be, I see clearly and communicate with divine precision, right? So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. If you feel like maybe you said something that could have been condescending to someone, because obviously Geminis don't like to be talked down to for the most part, then you don't want to feel that with anybody either, right? You don't want to feel like you've done that to somebody either. And so you'll try to go back and clean that up. But again, this is the Magician card is going to be real key here because a lot of it has to do who you're linking up with. Like for instance, if you're linking up with the can't sit next to me crew, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like the teenage movies. Y'all know the ones I'm talking about where you got the mean girls and the mean guys, like the maybe the football players or the cheerleaders or whatever, like when you're in high school and people say, okay, well, you can't sit next to me or we're a part of this group or that group and, you can't be a part of this or you can't be a part of that unless you, whatever, you don't fit into this group, whoever you're linking up with. That's the whole point, right? It has a whole lot to do with thing, but I see you being whole and complete, right? So you could have a partner, you could have a twin flame coming across your path who is just as whole and complete as you are, and that's a message that you're sending to them is that you are whole and complete as you are. You're not chained to something where it could actually pull you all apart from each other. You know what a twin flame is. A twin flame would never burn you. You wouldn't burn them. So somebody coming along couldn't just pull you all apart, right? And they would feel the same way. Like you would have to do something to them. They would have to do something to you because no outside influences. That's the point. So here we have High Priestess here. This is a subconscious energy here. This is High Priestess. And so the unseen layers of your intuition are awakening. Silence is where your greatest answers dwell. And see how this person has their eyes closed here, but you see the dark side of things and the light side of things. So you've been through, this is an initiation by source. You're awakening to your High Priestess gifts here. So a lot of these are coming through your dreams, whether they're night dreams, daydreams, however they're coming to you, you're having some kind of an awakening. At first, they could have felt like, okay, this is coming through the air. This could have been daydreams. Like you can find yourself at the kitchen sink, washing dishes, and just zone out for a minute. Okay, that thought came across your mind. It can be coming through your dreams now, right? However it's coming through. But you're having some kind of an awakening here, and silence is where your greatest answers dwell, right? Your guiding influence is the star. So this is going to be your community and your friendliness, right? Your friends, your community, being a part of a team, that kind of thing. So you're guided by higher light, and divine inspiration flows when you align with hope and faith. And so an affirmation for you here could be, I am a vessel of divine clarity and cosmic connection, right? So Aquarius rules 11th house. So find out so you all rule 3rd house. If you're calling, if you're If your calling in your life is Pisces, that would make you high priestess. If your calling in life is Pisces, right? If that's your vocation, that's Pisces. Aquarius rules 11th house. Doesn't mean that their zodiac sign is Aquarius in 11th house, just like it doesn't mean that your zodiac sign has to be Gemini in 3rd house. So check your birth chart. I do have a link for birth charts on my website as well. Your challenge could be 7 of Cups. Again, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. A lot of it has to do with the people that you're around. A whole lot of it has to do, the influences. This could be a challenge. So illusions or distractions scatter your energy and ground your vision in one true purpose. And so an affirmation for you could be, I focus my mind and manifest with clarity and intention. Remember, you're a mutable sign. So let's say, for instance, you're around people who want to hang out. You're at work. They want to go to have like 15 different breakfast breaks. Okay, let's go to the cafeteria 15 times in the morning. We got to go because we got to go talk about some stuff. We got to talk about what was on TV, who was on the latest Instagram, who was the latest this. We got to go take another coffee break, another tea break every 15 minutes. We got to catch up on this and that. who you're linking up with, right? So a lot of it has to do with that, right? And so the scales from your eyes are being removed. Source wants you to keep your vibrations high because a lot of things are coming at you fast. A lot of good things are coming your way fast. So, but it could be a challenge if you have a lot of distractions around you. So you want to focus your mind and manifest with clarity and intention. So set an intention, what you're focusing on. What exactly is it that you want? Partnerships in business, partnerships in love. Like communicate that. Communicate that, put that out into the universe, right? If you don't want a love relationship, then you're not giving any energy to it. If you want partnerships in business, that's what you're giving energy to, right? If you want both, that's what you're giving energy to, right? But a lot of it has to do with who you are aligning yourself with. The Temperance card for you is going to be your divine message. And this is really, the universe blends dual forces, logic and spirit within you. Balance becomes your magic. And an affirmation for you here, and I'm creating affirmations for each one of the cards. The affirmation for you is, I embody divine balance and walk the middle path of peace, right? So this is a person who sees things from a higher frequency. This is Sagittarius rules 9th house. And so you're on this quest, right? You rule 3rd house, 9th house. So this is the tie here between 3rd house and 9th house is early education, higher education. That's the tie between those 3rd house and 9th house. So how you learn at your older, higher education and early education, 3rd house. So somebody is now saying, hey, I don't communicate the way I used to when I was a kid, when I was in certain environments. So I don't need to go to, this, that, and the other like I used to when maybe I was in high school or college. Now that I'm older, I'm around a different group of people now. So I'm around just a different group of people. So I'm communicating like that. The action to take here is Page of Swords. Be curious and open-minded. A new idea or truth wants to be explored without judgment. And so an affirmation here for you could be, I welcome divine ideas with an open heart and fearless mind. Okay? So just be open. Just be open. You're an open book. There are other people who are also open book too, who want to share with you as well. And so energy to release, 9 of Swords. This is mental overactivity dissolve when you trust your intuition over anxiety. And affirmation for you here could be, I release worry and anchor into divine calm. You could have this right here kind of sort of goes hand in hand with the Page of Swords here, because you could be a person who is an open book. You could be a very friendly, big-hearted person who likes to share, could be open. But it's like in the Scary Movie, you're invoking a spirit when you're talking about your nightmares, and it's just going to keep reliving the same nightmare over and over and over again. So energy to release is this. Because that's how you're going to wake up from your nightmares, right? So an affirmation for this, if you want to write it down, is I release worry and anchor into divine calm. Because this is a very real thing that I think a lot of times people don't have a lot of compassion sometimes for people who may have really seriously gone through some serious stuff. This right here, some people have really gone through some serious stuff, right? Even if you watch certain movies and stuff, because I know I recommend, sometimes I may say, oh, YouTube has a lot of free movies online, right? Because they do. So that could be saving you a lot of money. You could be watching free movies online. But certain things could trigger. You could hear certain words and not even think about it. Next thing you know, you waking up in a nightmare. You watched the movie, you thought, okay, this seemed like it'll be a good movie to watch. Take your mind off some things. Next thing you know, you waking up like, what in the world? So here's the outcome, the sun. Joy, clarity, and radiant communication flow effortlessly for you. So your truth becomes illumination. So the affirmation for you here for this card is, I am the light of truth, shining with joy and divine expression. So something is really shining a light. This is what's happening here. Something is shining a light on your relationships, your partnerships in business, and partnerships in love with people. Mainly partnerships in love with people. That you've been through a lot of nightmares. This is what it's shining on, right? So I am sending a lot of love and light to whoever you are out there, because that could be legit. Somebody could feel like they made a lot of wrong decisions, right? So take your time. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship, but don't let these energies control if you want to be in one, right? This is where you really want to sit down, especially since you all are ruled by the communication planet, but it's also the planet of message, knowledge, and learning too. So put together your list of what you don't want. Let's say you want to be in a romantic relationship with somebody. Put together that list first, what you don't want. I don't care if it's 7, a list of 70 things what you don't want. Okay, put that list. You can look at it. You wrote it down. Look at it. I don't want this, that, and the other. Okay. Now then put the list of things that you do want. And be very clear. Down to the mile radius. So if you know that you normally, shop or go to these certain places, or even if you're a person who very seldom leaves the house. Maybe you go from your deck, or maybe you have a garden in your backyard where you plant your tomatoes and fruit and veggies or whatever. See this root chakra right here? But you're getting to the root of something. Maybe you're kind of a homebody. Maybe you're a person who just goes, you don't leave the house unless there's a purpose, a reason to leave the house, right? So be clear. So here we have create the change that you want. But I see you getting to the root of something, right? So you have the gift of telepathy, the transference of thoughts, feelings, and ideas intuitively, emotively, and superconsciously. And so make room for a new blessing. Congratulations to you. Yep. Yeah, so you inspired them to heal. These are your parents. This right here, this man and this woman right here, these are your parents. And this is what it's shining a light on. They put you in a, somebody put you in a very poisonous environment. So, and it sent a message to you. It sent a particular message to you, and that's what's coming out of your nightmares. So something that's what's coming out in your nightmares, but you inspired them to heal. So back straight, walk away. So you're breaking this generational cycle, chain, or curse. somebody's still telling lies about you, but listen, don't even give it that any energy. You're still healing from the pain that they cause. Some people are just not compassionate. They're not sharing. If somebody's not showing you compassion because of how you may have been raised or the environment or whatever you're in, I can't tell somebody that it's easy, but pull out a sword. Just pull out a sword. Just go ahead and cut that off. Cut it off at the root, because everybody needs a chance to heal, for real. Like, just... Or if somebody, when you're trying to tell people, hey, I need to move on, that's a no, whatever, and they're trying to tell you their side of the story, and you're steadily saying no, you're trying to enforce a boundary, you're just now waking up from some nightmares, and they're still trying to enforce it's just no. So it's time to open your vault door. So at what age did your parents work on their shadow self, and at what age did you work on your shadow self? So somebody feel they're stealing your identity. So you have the gift of deja vu, remembering the future. In other words, you already know how certain things are going to end. So if it's a partnership in business and or in love, let's say you go to a job and you can already tell, because the 7 of Cups is like the devil is in the details. Let's say you go to a job and you say, it's a good thing they have probationary periods on jobs, right? So just say, because that's for both the employee and the employer. They're trying to see if you're going to be a good fit, but you're also checking to see if they're going to be a good fit for you. You're there, you're like, I can already see this is going to work or it's not going to work. It's no guarantee that when the probationary period is up, that you're going to say yes to their offer. That's no guarantee. So that's what deja vu is, remembering the future. You already know how something is going to play out. So that's where you're communicating. That's what you're communicating. So even in friendships or romantic relationship, any kind of relationship, if you already know how, if you feel like, okay, I already know something is not going to be a good fit. That's what you're just saying. It's like, I just don't think this is going to be a good fit for me. And that's just it. You are who they prayed for. Right? Everything in moderation. Because only you know what you went through. That's why somebody's having nightmares. Only you knew what you went through. Right? So the best is yet to come. Ask Source for clarity. I'm seeing heart chakra cleanse here. Heart chakra cleanse. Yeah. So the answers you seek are coming. The answers you seek are coming. And so I see you closing out a cycle in love. And new love awaits for somebody. So, new love awaits. Yeah, anybody that's trying to talk you into something that you already know is not going to work out for you, then you already know how that's going to work out in the end. So, a disaster. So, continue. I'm sending everybody lots of love and light. Sending you lots of love and light. But don't let people box you in. You're inspiring people to heal. You inspire a whole lot of people to heal. Whoever you are, continue inspiring yourself to heal first and foremost. Yeah, take your time. Yeah, prosperity lies ahead. And I'm not just talking about just money either. When I say prosperity, I'm not even talking about just money. That's what some people could be thinking. They could be just like, oh, this person just wants to make money. If that's what they want to think, then hey, let them go ahead, whoever. You legit could be healing from some nightmares. People don't even know what you're healing from. So, and you don't have to keep reliving it. So here we have clearing. So as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mind to God's, such freedom. Yeah, such freedom. So you don't have to sit down and have a powwow session with people. None of that stuff. Because you'll be just sitting there reliving stuff. So here we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. There we go. I don't know what your North Node is, but that's what a birth chart is for. Go pull it. It's free. Free, free birth chart. You don't have to spend any money. Any website you go to that says you have to pay to pull a birth chart, there's too many free birth charts out here. I have a link for a free birth chart on my website. Go check it out, queenamonra.com. It says birth chart. and it's free. So you shouldn't have to pay for a birth chart. So, and if it's asking you for your time of birth, that's only for your ascendant and your Chiron. So it's not even uncommon for people not to know what time they were born. So if you don't know what your time of birth is, that's not uncommon either. So step outside of your comfort zone. Find out what your north node is. All right, bye.